Good morning, everyone. We are in week 4 of this online learning, and we have just this week and next week of graded work. We'll get through the 11 projects for our simulation, and that is it for graded work. So get through this week, get through next week, and then May 17th will be our last due date for our simulations, and grades will be final. So again, just a reminder, if you are considering the pass-fail, you have until June to decide that. So you'll know what your final grade is the week of May 18th. So then you have a pretty good idea of whether you want that pass-fail. So if that's something you're interested in, I know you've been getting a lot of emails. The whole school is actually pass-fail. The only classes that are getting grades, letter grades, are the DMAT classes. But you could also choose to have DMAT classes be pass-fail as well. So just keep that in mind. You'll have a lot better idea the week of May 18th where you're at. So for this week, we have 2 simulations to do, Simulation 7 and Simulation 8. So next week, that leaves us with 9, 10, and 11. So next week will be a little bit bigger week, so kind of plan for that. Maybe jump on a little bit sooner next week. But for this week, we are just doing simulation number 7, which is managerial accounting number 2. So you already did managerial accounting number 1 last week. And that is where you're not doing those day-to-day number crunching, debits and credits that we've learned. You're going in and looking at what a company is doing, looking at the numbers and analyzing those and helping them make decisions. So this week, you're going to be looking at a company that's in a big city, lots of potential, but they're just not making as much money as you think that they should be or they think that they should be. And you notice that the wages that you're paying the employees are much lower than other companies in the area, and you determine that maybe those low wages are leading to less skilled workers and less production. So you're going to have to do some adjusting of wages to meet a profit goal. So that's simulation number 7. Simulation number 8 is ratio analysis. So this would have been chapter 17 in our textbook. So for those of you that might want to look through that, we're going to be looking at ratio analysis. So a ratio is anytime you're comparing 2 numbers. So a ratio that you're probably seeing a lot as you're in the college hunt would be like a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio, meaning there'd be 12 students in a class on average to 1 professor. All right, so that'd be at a really good college like Simpson. Bigger schools, the student-to-faculty ratio could be like 100-to-1. So you're going to see that number a lot, especially those of you who have already made a college decision. You could probably have seen that number for the college of your choice. So you're comparing 2 numbers. So you might be comparing last year's sales to this year's sales. What percentage did they go up? What percentage did they go down? So that is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be calculating liquidity ratios. So do you have enough money, liquidity, like cash on hand to pay your debts? So that's a pretty important ratio that companies are calculating throughout the year. So you're going to be looking at a few different ratios, and then ultimately you are going to notice that there's a really high expense that you need to reduce to improve your return on sales. So that is what you're going to be doing in simulation number 8. So just as a reminder, 10 points for the reading, 5 points for the simulation. As long as you get 70% or above, you won't get the full 5 if you're below 70%. I adjusted accordingly. So our simulations for this week will be due on Sunday, May 10th at 11:59 p.m. So let me know if you have any questions, and have a great week, everybody.